layers of butter to it, rolling it properly, giving it time. Thank you. Giving it time to cool off in the refrigerator, enough time for the butter to absorb into the dough, and yet another layer of butter. That's all there is to your croissant. And literally just folding them the right way. We are live on YouTube and Instagram. And welcome. We're going to do this today. I have a busy day. You guys are going to see a lot of lives. Remember that we labeled the dough last night. So I'm going to go in with dough number 1. It already has 2 butters. We labeled it. So we know that this is going to be our last addition. And the dough is puffed up and hard. Oh, it's so good. And I really feel like I'm going to put this one back in the refrigerator while we're doing the first one. It's so soft. Oh my God, it's so soft and beautiful. So like I said, tonight I have, today you're going to see a lot of me. We're going to do a lot of videos for you. And a lot of recipes are going to be floating out there on YouTube. You just unwrap this and flour your surface. You can use or you can just go on your surface, make sure it's nice and clean. And I see, believe it or not, butter residue still on there. There we go. Lightly flour your surface, get it on your hand. And again, you don't really want to touch the dough so much because it's cold and it's soft. And the more you handle it with your hand, the sooner it'll melt and give off the little pieces of butter. That's normal. Okay, don't panic. You're not breaking it. So I'm just going to roll it out now. Look, you can see the butter inside. Oh my gosh. Get a good rolling pin, and I'm going to pound it just so I can start rolling from the middle towards you, from the middle up. It's going to start to crack. It's fine because it's cold. And you're going to just mush it together again and tell it to stick. Look at that. This is so happy. It's going to become a hard dough. And you want it to be that way. Push it back together so we don't have cracks or tears around the edges, and just roll it out gently, right? And then go to the side. So you're going to roll it out. As I told you guys, you don't need a measuring tape. And you don't need a ruler, and you don't need to cut it. It's not that serious. We don't have that much OCD when we're cooking at home. If you really need to, feel free to, but it really doesn't need to be that complicated. It's just a croissant. We're going to bake it and we're going to enjoy it. I will lift this and flip it over to the side that has more flour, because that butter now, there's a lot of butter in there. This one dough has already gotten 1 cup of butter in it. So now we're going to put another stick, which is half a cup, in there, right? There we go. Just kind of glue the parts that are tearing together. We're going to roll this out a little bit more. I thought I lost this. Pin is so heavy, and you want a good heavy pin when you're doing this. Is somebody coming? Yeah. Oh God. The dogs are gonna go crazy now. I warn you guys. I think it's a delivery. All right. That's perfect. So you want it to be bigger than an 8 by 10. It doesn't have to measure 24 or 16 by 12, just as long as it's bigger to give you enough workspace So when you add the butter in the center of it, in the center, and you fold, it stays inside. That's kind of wing it that way, okay? You don't have to put half a stick of butter. If your dough isn't big enough, go smaller. So I'm going to go, and I have, you know, a stick of butter. I'm just gonna cut it. I have the big pound of butter. I'm just gonna cut a piece. Now this is in room temperature. I'm showing you guys how to do it with cold butter. I did this last night too. Pop it in the middle of your parchment paper. This is gonna be incredible. I just see all the butter in there. I wanna show Instagram. You guys see all that butter? That's all butter. All layers of butter in there. You know what I'm going to do? I'm gonna give you guys another fold before I roll it out again, right there. Take the excess flour. This is how we fold anyways. We would go halfway up, a letter fold. Just, I feel like I wanna give it one more layer. Since I know this is the last butter, every time you're folding it, you're giving it another layer of perfection into your croissant, all those layers. You're just gonna fold it that way. Look at that. Oh my God, those are all pieces of butter laying in between. This is beautiful. This will not be rolled out anymore till tomorrow. You wanna give it 24 hours for all of that to be absorbed. There we go. Look at that. Look at those pieces of butter. Now we're gonna pound it. Pound the butter straight, as flat as you can. It's easier to pound, and then when it becomes a little bit softer, you just roll it. You pop it out of there. I think I'm going to continue doing it this way, right? Stick that together. That's perfect. One fold, two fold. And now, roly-poly this baby up. Oh, I feel the butter moving across. Oh my goodness. Look at those chunks of butter just popping out. Push it back in. And you can fold that just so it stays inside. And then we're gonna give it some more width, and then we're gonna fold this baby up. Get the flour off. There's the first fold. See the butter all over there? It's all over. Chunks and chunks of butter. Oh my, this is perfection. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I'm such a big believer in smelling your food. Use all your senses. Touch it, smell it, visually see what's happening. That's it. It took us how many minutes? So far, 9 minutes. to do this. That's happy, happy. Just as is, it's going to go in the plastic wrap. And we know that this is going to be refrigerated for 24 hours. It's done. It's so delicate. It's so buttery. 24 hours. And wipe off the flour. Now I have made this with my simple dough, which is just yogurt. See how I'm tucking it in? I'm holding one end of the plastic and I'm tucking in the other end. Stays nice and tight, okay? And then just snug it in around the edges. And put it on the top layer of your refrigerator. That's the top of your refrigerator. That's the coldest shelf is the word that is stuck in my brain, not wanting to come out. The top shelf of your refrigerator. Right, and then just wrap it again. Tuck it under, pull and tuck, and get that paper, plastic. Perfectly covered all around, and this is going to go in a Ziploc bag and let it sit for 24 hours till tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to roll it and cut it, and then we're going to let it sit an hour before we bake it. I'm going to do one more. You guys have to see the other one happen too. It's just fair. So, remember, it was the most important part is really cake flour. So this is dough number 2. They caught up, and here we are. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to roll. Look at that. It's so soft, but it's so dense. It's so interesting. It's so soft to the touch, but it's dense from the weight of the butter in there. So I didn't tap this one. I'm thinking it might keep it from cracking easily. There we go. Roll it around. You want all that flour on there when you're working with it. And again, you're seeing the pieces of butter come through. Try and stay rectangle. If it gets out of your hand, you just nudge it back into its place. Lift. You have to lift and flip. Get more flour. See the butter pieces in there? You want the flour there to keep the butter intact and not get the butter on your rolling pin. Here we are. So we're staying 8 by 10-ish. This is gonna, this one's firmer. I don't know why the other one isn't as firm as this one. The other one was softer. All right. That's perfect. What do you guys think? Now we're just going to pound out the butter and fold it in there. Yep. 1 stick, half a cup. Now, because it's a test kitchen here, I'm going to tell you guys that I did one with cake flour and one with regular. And I'm going to tell you guys so you know the difference. The one with cake flour is going to be way more flaky and tender than the all-purpose flour. There's that. How simple is that? Honestly, why is everyone so fearful with croissants? That's all it is. I'm wiping off all the flour because this is going to fold over just like that. Wipe off the flour just like that. There you go. And then that's your tri-fold. You're going to lock and seal that butter right in there. We're going to roll it out. Put it in there and just roll it out from the center towards you and away from you. Even. Keep it even. Even Steven. Here we go. Make sure that the center gets the same amount of pressure going towards you and away from you, because what you're doing is you're evenly distributing the butter both ways. And then make sure the top gets some attention too, because you're going to fold this and you don't want it to become too high around the edges. This one was more agreeable. Here it is, your last and final fold with this croissant. You could also use a brush, if you like, to brush off the flour. That's it, your fold. I remember when I started making croissants, I would read these recipes over and over again and lose my mind with the description. And I'm such a visual person. And then when I would watch the videos, oh my God, they would bring tape measure out and rollers and rulers and cut and paste. And I thought, I'm never going to deal with that. Never. It's just never going to happen. Who has time for that? You know? I'm in the kitchen, kids are running around, you gotta get ready, you gotta run out, you gotta feed them. This way I can do this, pop it in the refrigerator and go. It's 10 minutes. I mean, I'm doing 2 doughs for you guys, but it's 10 minutes literally. So total work time, total, meaning over the 3 days, it's maybe 40 minutes, maybe. It's totally manageable. But the way it's written about and it's made to seem so complicated. That's it. It's quite simple. And I seriously, one night last year, it was the same camping trip. I tackled it and I thought, you know what? Like everything else, I'm going to do it my way. Why not? And guess what? It turned out perfect. I baked 12 cinnamon. I keep calling these cinnamon. I don't know why. I baked 12 croissants. We went out to dinner, my husband and I. We came back. They were all gone. I said, okay, croissants are out. I turned off the oven. I took off. I came back. They were all gone. So make this nice and tight. Put the other one in here. Zip and lock it and put it away for 24 hours. Thank you for watching, guys. All right, my